Suggestion?
I said, I'll give you a suggestion. Eat more food, you'll have a spare tire. You know what I'm saying? The donut.
I don't want them.
Oh. My jokes ain't funny. They're not. I know that was a fat girl joke.
No, I didn't, yeah.
You didn't get it?
No.
It would have hurt somebody's feelings anyway.
I got it.
No, you're pleasantly plump.
You know that's a Hungarian saying?
Is it?
Yeah, pleasantly plump.
Hungarian.
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 Yeah.
Hungarian. Is he Hungarian? Why is it Hungarian? I don't get it.
They're the ones that came up.
I mean, it's just a question of curiosity.
All right, we have about 5 minutes.
Minutos.
So,
I'll be sure not to talk whenever you're running your camera because people can hear me.
well, we're already running. They can hear you.
Oh. Yeah, my little corny joke then. I can't do that.
Hey, CJ, will you bump it down 1 degree?
I mean, I could bump it out 10 degrees right now.
I was
just about to say it's actually 5.
Okay, so
Wait,
1?
Yeah, just 1 because if it freezes, it'd be flat.
How do I do it?
You just open it very slightly at the bottom.
It's locked.
They fixed it.
Oh. It's locked. Sorry, lockjaw. Ain't happening. Unless I don't know what I'm doing. I probably just don't know what I'm doing. You might want to check it out for yourself.
It's just so hot. It's not like I'm wearing a hoodie or anything. I'm justifiably hot.
I mean, I was hot last night. I mean, I had to take my pants off in my sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because I was too. I couldn't. It'd be too much sauce and not enough ingredients. Okay. All right. What's up, Speckle Face? He got a beard.
He's angry.
Aren't we all?
He's been drinking.
No. I'm just kidding.
Is that a baseball?
Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, we got Frankenstein going on. That's for sure. Cut him.
Can I see what are you doing?
If you go this way with it, it'll be a baseball.
So you're not. I'm sleeping. That can't be Frankenstein.
Why can it not be Frankenstein?
Because he got a chin like that.
Huh?
Is that Franken?
That ain't his chin. Why does his chin go?
And what's up with this teapot?
Because he's a cartoon character. And cartoon characters' chin go out like that there.
You make me want to sing I'm a little teapot, short and stout.
Here is a handle.
Here is a spout.
When you tip me over, I pour out.
Oh, I was about to say scream and shout.
Is that it?
No, it's pour out, girl. You're right. I'm wrong.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
I don't mind being wrong.
I'm sleepy. Dr. Gardner.
Yeah.
Is it true that when you ADHD and you drink caffeine,
You go to sleep, yes.
Say it to me again.
ADHD, caffeine make you go night-night.
Is it true that when you drink caffeine and ADHD, it makes you sleep?
I don't believe in ADHD. I think it's a myth.
You think it is?
Uh-huh.
So what's wrong with that concept? Why would they tell me that my whole life and put me on medication then?
Because we wanted to put you on medication.
Oh, that's why I refuse it
50
nowadays.
years ago, how many children were on Ritalin?
They just didn't have no discipline in their life, huh?
How many kids were on Ritalin 50 years ago?
Me.
None.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, not no Ritalin. But I was on a lot of different medications. I mean, I look like a dope fiend at 9, man.
50 years ago, there was no medication.
Oh, I ain't even 50 years old. Sorry. I wasn't even here.
50 years ago, they didn't do it. And 50 years ago, the United States was #1 in math, English, social studies, history, everything.
I can see my son today. I'm so excited.
Nowadays, everybody is on drugs, and we're way down. We're Mexico is above us in math. So just because if you get drugs, you can't learn. You can't learn, even though you sit down and we say, "Well, we're focused."
Yeah, well, see, this is why I don't want regular. Whenever I went to MHMR yesterday, and this, I was reading in my treatment plan. I told that lady I want no medication at all, period, because I don't want to be masked on. I want to be able to deal with whatever I'm going through. It doesn't matter, even if it is a behavioral problem or a disability. I need to be able to deal with it.
Pretty obvious.
So I don't want medication to mask it. It's not like I have like scoliosis or something like seriously wrong. You talk about depression. Like depression is something that. I can learn trigger coping. I can learn my triggers, coping skills, and I can deal with head on. It's not something that needs to be masked.
But for some people,
It's group time. It's group time.
It's not for me.
Back.
Well, it has been, but it's not. I'm not looking at it like that.
Group time.
Yes, ma'am.
Group.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna shut up.
All right. So do we have sign-in sheets going around?
no, sir.
So let's get our sign-in sheets going around. We need to have
Do you have to
both types, the HHSC and the TAP sign-in sheets going around. Looks like we've got some laying up here. Let's get that done in South as well. And we need to have our books today. We're still, this week, we're talking about emotions. And so we're going to be talking today. We're going to be studying anger. We're going to take a little bit of a look at anger. We said we were yesterday, so we're going to do that. We have a little bit of our stuff from yesterday that we're going to review and go over that real quickly. So our goal for today is to learn how to deal with anger. We're going to learn the ways that we can deal with our own anger. That's our goal for today. At the end of this session today, we ought to have a few more ideas how to deal with anger. So, what's the question for today?
How to deal with anger?
That's the goal for the day. The question for today is how many times, and don't blurt it out, Sergio. Don't blurt it out, man.
Don't do it.
How many times a day? No, that's wrong. The average person blinks how many times in a minute? So don't blurt it out. If you know, the average person blinks how many times in 1 minute? And we do know that at South Point, there's one fellow over there, and you know who you are. You sit up in the front. You cheat. Every day he's got the answer. I don't know what. He's either brilliant and he's pretty smart, but I think he's smart enough to go find somebody with a cell phone, talk him in, looking it up for him is what I'm thinking. But however you get the answer, you get the answer. So that's the question today. So, really quickly, what I want to do before we do anything, and look, when you're making these sign-in sheets out, make sure that your name is legible on there. I stopped really trying to decipher it. So if I can't decipher it, then I'm not going to worry about it a whole lot. But you don't get credit for the group, and I really seriously want everybody to get credit for the group. So if you cannot write your name, cannot do it so that people print it out beside it or something. Yes, ma'am.
For anybody who doesn't know what decipher means, it means to decode.
Oh, okay. If you don't know what decipher means, it means to decode. And for those who don't know what decode means, it means to understand. And if those of us who really don't understand what understand means, anyway, y'all, I think you get it.
It's education.
That was well done, ma'am.
Thank you.
You did that really well. You didn't disrupt the group at all. That was fabulous. Did that, snuck in, stole somebody. Kind of, kind of like a golden eagle, just kind of swooped in. All right, so really quickly, look, it's emotion time again on page 21 of our book. It shows us what we're going through. We have those 4 things, and if you just got here, we want you to start that book in the front of that book. But if you're wherever you are in that book, you can come. And in my group, what we do is we look at the book where we are, and then we'll start back over in the book at some point. But we always go here to this page 21. Page 21. There's no page number on it, but you go to page 20 and count one more.
There's a page
Dad-
number on it.
Is there not on
Yeah, mine.
yours has one?
Yeah, but
Ah.
mine's not in color.
Yours is not in color, so that's
I
the
did mine
that's
already,
yeah,
like-
that's the what? That's the payoff. That's what happened. If yours is not in color, you have a page number. I think some of the new ones that Miss Caitlin is making have page numbers on it, but it's still pretty simple to get there. And so we're looking at emotional health this week. Is it important for us to be healthy emotionally?
Yes.
Here's one of the things. Look, when we're in our addiction, what happens to our emotional health?
It plummets. They're all getting salty from each other.
Just take everybody.
Uh-huh.
Hey, there ain't but a couple
Group
people left.
dismissed.
They're coming and stealing my people here. But anyway, well, look, there's a couple of us left. So I'll be teaching myself before long. Look, that's sad. So we go to page 21 and we can take a look at the four main things. Now that doesn't mean that this is all we look at, but we do look at these four main things. And this week we're kind of going over, we're really doing it. We're going over emotional health, because when we're in our addiction, then our emotional health is shot. You know, we're gonna live in a place of anger. We're gonna live in a victim stance. We're gonna live in a place where our feelings are hurt all the time. And what we're doing is allowing those emotions to come up so that we can push them down by the use of our drug. Because we want to use our drugs. So what do we have to have in order to use our drugs? There's one thing we have to have in order to use our drugs.
A lighter.
A brain.
A lighter. A what? A brain.
A brain, emotions.
A brain,
I
emotion.
was just joking.
Anybody, y'all got any idea? What? You know?
A
Permission.
lighter.
I mean,
I said
that.
We need an excuse. That's it. Any excuse. We just need an excuse.
Yeah.
You know, that's all there is to it. We just need to have an excuse. So when I feel bad, then I have what? I have an excuse. This is a reason. This is a good reason for me to use. Is there a good reason to use? No, absolutely not. There's no reason. There's no good use of alcohol or drugs ingested into the human body at all. And that goes for people who are normies. You know, normies don't need it either. It doesn't do them any good. I've heard there's been 1,000 people in groups over the year tell me, well, you know, Dr. Garner, the doctors say if you drink a glass of wine every day, it's good for you. No, what doctors say is if you drink a glass of wine every day, you're a wino.
They say?
Yeah, no, it's not good for you. It's not good for you. And especially it's not good for us. Because what is wine?
Fermented fruit.
Alcohol.
What is it?
Fermented
fruit, she said. What is beer?
Wheat and barley.
Wheat and barley. What is whiskey?
Potatoes.
Potatoes. You can't make it. You can't make
Vodka's
it.
made out of potatoes.
You can make vodka and stuff. The point is that all of those are vehicles for the alcohol. They're all vehicles for the drug. And so getting the alcohol in our systems and stuff like that is not good for anybody, and especially not for us. So that's why we would force ourselves sometimes to get angry. We would force ourselves to get our feelings hurt. We would allow ourselves to get bored. We would allow ourselves to have all of those, guilt, shame, remorse, so that, I've got all of that stuff. So what that does is give me the excuse to use. Right? And so I have an, why do I leave my phone on?
In case there's an
Just in
emergency.
case your wife calls you.
Yeah, my wife has issues, and so if she needs me, I'll have to shut down group and go home. Yeah, so
No,
she can.
no issue.
can
We agree with that.
And I appreciate
That's
that.
wifey.
So what we want to look at, one of the things that we need to do now that we are in our recovery, we're headed into recovery, we need to regulate our emotions. We need to be in control of our emotions instead of having
Outbursts.
An excuse.
instead of having an excuse, instead of having a relapse, but instead of having our emotions in control of us. Right? I need to be in control of my emotions. I don't want my emotions to be in control of me.
That's a good way to an excuse. It is
It
an
is.
excuse.
So
It is. And it's always an excuse, and that's what we're looking at.
I have a question for whoever cleaned the day room. Who took my little emotional wheel and my little cognitive?
It's up there in that tray.
Okay, thank you.
We're class.
Okay.
Maybe they should have gave you some. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just very dizzy right now.
No, that's not true.
You want to come back here with me?
That's probably blood pressure, y'all.
Come back here with me.
No, don't. She might hurt somebody. Y'all, we're fine.
I'm talking
He's a doctor.
doctor.
Look, what we want to
Doctor,
do.
I just moved way too fast, and it was like I was about to pass out.
Okay, well, don't do that.
No, what's that mean?
That means you're moving too fast.
Is it my blood pressure or my my what is that? What they call that? The right back here,
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium, is that off?
Look, we'll talk after class because we have to see
I'm
they
still
pay
very,
me to
very
do the
busy.
class, but
Go check your blood pressure.
yeah.
Go check my blood pressure, huh?
So look, here's the deal. We need to be able to regulate our emotions. Sometimes we need to regulate our emotions for what?
For our emotional health.
For emotional health, to make sure that our emotions are not in control of us,
Yes.
that we are in control of our emotions.
Make rational decisions.
Make some rational decisions. We learned yesterday that logic and emotion go hand in hand. We don't need to be totally emotionless. We don't need to be like Data on Star Trek. We don't need to be like that. We don't need to be like I was the other day on the television. We need to have the emotions. Emotions are healthy as long as the emotions are healthy, right? It's healthy to have healthy emotion. If our emotions are out of control, they're not what? They're not healthy. And so we need to make sure that they are. Now, we started on the emotional regulation deal. I want to look at that real quickly. So the real big thing about emotional regulation is pretty simple. Whatever it is, you need to do the opposite of that. If when you are angry, you fight, yell, and you scream at other people, and like this lady over here said one time before, she breaks things. So instead of all of that, do something completely different than that. Right?
Yes.
Do something different than that. What we do is the opposite of that. If I yell when I'm angry, what should I do?
Not yell.
Not yell. I should speak in a measured, quiet voice, right? And that's going to help me to regulate my anger. Because when I'm angry and I'm yelling, what does yelling do?
It just makes you more mad.
It makes you more angry. It makes that stuff go up. And so, yeah, your blood pressure goes up and it keeps that excitement level up. So I want to bring that excitement level down. So I'm going to be speaking in a calm voice. So that's going to help me get back to a normal place. One of the other things that I can do is when you get angry, or if you have any other type of emotion, if you just get your feelings hurt or something like that, shame, guilt, all of that stuff is messing with you, then you tend to take short, shallow breaths. Probably not that pronounced, but your breathing is more shallow. Yeah. So what we need to do is what?
Breathe.
Stop, stand still, and breathe. And we need to breathe deeply, get it into the bottom of our lung. This is one of the reasons it's a really bad idea to smoke, because you really can't get that oxygen into the bottom of your lung. So here's the deal. We need to ask ourselves some questions. Just zip. We need to ask ourselves some questions when we start having some of these strong emotional reactions that's going on in our lives. We need what caused it? What event triggered that emotion? What made me feel angry? What made me feel my feelings get hurt? What made me feel like I'm full of shame and guilt and remorse? What brought all of that on the first? If I know what did it, what triggered it, what can I do?
Change it.
Change it or avoid it?
Yeah.
If I know that going over to Grandma's house, I'm going to get angry when I get there.
Stop going to grandma. Work on it.
Say it again.
Work on it.
Work on it. I would, yeah, and you don't necessarily have to go to Grandma's house. There's nothing, I mean, do we all love Grandma?
Yeah, but
yeah.
If we're out there, we still have the same problem.
Yeah, if we're going to go over there and have that issue, we don't need to go over there. So whatever the trigger was, we need to avoid it. Like you said, we need to work on it. We need to change those things in our lives. So it says, what interpretations or assumptions can I make about it? Sometimes I get my feelings hurt. One of the things that I have learned to do is go and tell you. If you did something, said something that hurt my feelings, I'm going to go talk to you about that. Yeah. Because here's the deal. Sometimes, lots of times, I make a false assumption. I feel like you said this about that, and when I go and ask, that's not what you said at all. That's not. If that is what you said, that's not what you meant. You were being constructive, you were doing something nice for me, and I saw that as just being a jab, and it's not that. So I don't want to make assumptions, because I will tell you, a lot of the times back in the day, I had some issues with assumptions because I made a lot of those assumptions. I would make an assumption all the time about what somebody had said something to me or something.
I bet your phone don't ring that much until you get in your group.
Yeah, it don't seem to. But we get calls from everywhere in the whole world.
Yeah,
I get calls from the south side of Mars. And ain't nobody even live there. Yeah. And every time I answer the phone, and I'm a pastor and I have these people that live in certain places, and when I get a phone call from there, I'm assuming it could be them, and I get them up, and it's some guy from, wherever wanting to sell me something.
Yeah.
Usually they want to get my Social Security, not Social Security, they want to get my Medicare and Medicaid lined out for me. Well, that's been lined out for 20 years. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, I need to also take a look and see, look, does the intensity of my emotion match the facts of the situation?
You need to analyze it and see.
Yeah, analyze it and see. Yeah, look, if it's appropriate, what is it? It's appropriate. If it's appropriate, it's appropriate. Most of the time when I'm angry and it causes me issues, was it appropriate? Oh, no, I went way off somewhere I shouldn't have gone with that. And usually when I get angry, I continue to build on my anger. And why do you think that is?
Because of our our emotions.
I let my emotions take over and do the things that I need to do, or make me do the things that I think I need to do. So, has anybody ever explained to you what please means?
Like please, like what you do?
Like please.
Like please do it.
Please. Yeah, that's one thing. Please, would you do this? And please, would you do that? But here's another thing. Please is one way to help us get away from emotions that are bothering us, emotions that are detrimental to us. And what emotion can be detrimental to us?
Anger.
Yeah, anger can be. Depression can be. What else? What did you say?
Anxiety.
Sadness can be.
Anxiety.
So what did I tell you? We're saying yes to every. So any emotion can be detrimental to us, right? But also, any emotion can be beneficial to us. If your son, who is 4, put your puppy in the microwave and turns the microwave on, and you go home that afternoon, and you find your puppy in the microwave, is that going to cause you to be sad?
Yes.
Yeah, and a little angry.
Why would they put the puppy in the microwave? His butt straight up.
Yeah.
I would be worried about why he did that.
Well, I don't think
so we're a little bit sad because the puppy wound up in the microwave. We're a little bit angry because the puppy wound up in the microwave. we're a little bit scared because we don't know what that boy gonna try to do to us. And you know those emotions are beneficial and there should be there. We need to be able to work out some of those feelings, but they can also be detrimental. If you get sad about something and that goes to depression and goes to clinical depression, that's going to be a bad thing, right?
Right.
So we need to operate on please. Now here's what please is. It says, look, your physical health and your mind are closely linked. If you're feeling well, and look, yesterday I wasn't feeling well. I just was not feeling well. I came in and I did what I was supposed to do, and I'd already talked to my boss. She's the best boss I've ever had. She's real sweet, real nice lady, and real understanding. And you know, I'm a little bit older, so sometimes I just don't feel well. And so I went and told her yesterday, I'm good. I feel bad.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to do my group, and then I'm going to do my notes, and then I'm going to go home. And she said, okay, that's fine. And I was supposed to go to another meeting, but I didn't make it because I wasn't feeling all that good.
Yeah.
You know. And so but when you're feeling poorly, then your emotions can get involved in that. And so if I'm feeling pretty bad, I don't feel good. And I've had bosses in the past, no, you're needed here. I didn't hire you to come in here and then go home. I hired you to come in here and be here. So, so I'd go home. I wouldn't go home. I'd be there and I'd stay there sick. And that would hurt my feelings and all of that kind of stuff. So your feelings are tied up in that. But when you're feeling well, you feel good, you're in good health, guess what? Your emotions feel better too. You don't get your feelings hurt as quickly. You don't get angry as quickly. You can deal with stress better. So your physical health and your mental health is connected. They're closely linked. A healthy lifestyle improves mental health and makes it easier to manage difficult emotions. I'm an anger therapist, and I do that. Part of my treatment plan when I have angry people come in is to start an exercise program. Almost every one of them get mad about it.
Work out.
I can do that. I'm not doing that. I'll come in here and get okay, but most of them are sent there by the state. Most of them are sent there by probation, parole, somebody like that.
$100 class. I've done it.
Yeah, and you pretty much got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pretty much got to do it. And so part of it, that treatment plan, look, and I let them know that your probation officer already knows what your treatment plan is.
A lady that taught my class, I'll be real quick. A lady that taught my class, she had such a good way of explaining everything.
Yeah.
I was like, God, I wish I could do that. I was like, you make perfect sense.
Yeah.
The way she taught the class.
We don't hire people like that. We don't.
Well,
We want people that make perfect sense. So it makes it easier to take care of these emotions. So we have an acronym called PLEASE to remind us of the 5 healthy habits that we're supposed to have to help deal with our emotion. PL, the first part of it, treat physical illness. What does that mean? Well, of course. You've been in group now for almost 20 minutes.
I didn't want to just walk out.
No, you did. Well, yeah. Thank you for all of that. Treat physical illness. What does that mean?
Go to the doctor.
Yeah, go to the doctor. If you have something wrong with you, go to the doctor. Go see the doctor. My wife has these little issues, and things will happen and all of this stuff. Now her foot's hurting really bad. And I say, go to the doctor. Go see I'm not going. Okay. But if you have something, go find out what that is. Get that treated. Treat physical things. It's going to help your mental issues. It's going to help your emotional issues. Eat. Number 2, the E is eat healthy. Eat healthy. What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Waffle. I had eggs and a Pop-Tart.
Eggs and a Pop-Tart. The eggs is protein. The Pop-Tart is nuclear waste. So, the nuclear waste kind of overrode the eggs and the protein and all of that's gone. So tomorrow morning, maybe have the eggs and not Pop-Tart. I did see something on Pop-Tarts. I'm used to Pop-Tarts having 2 of them in a little bag. The ones that y'all have here have 1. And I'd never seen that before. I thought that was pretty good.
It has 11 grams of whole grain, though.
It has 11 grams of whole grain in the Pop-Tart.
Yes.
That's good, isn't it? Yeah, let's see that. Look, these Pop-Tarts, which have only one, this one has, see, she lied. Because this one has 10 grams.
Mine was cinnamon.
Oh,
Hers
she
is
was
strawberry.
10 grams of whole grain in them. So is that better? That's better than the one that doesn't have anything. And it has frosted strawberry. And there's only one in this little package over here. But if you go to the back and take a look at it, it says, look, whole wheat flour, sugar, corn syrup, enriched flour, wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, vitamin B, thiacin, monoaminotrate, vitamin B12, riboflavin, dextrose, soybean, and palm oil. There's so much junk, and that's what Mr. Kennedy is trying to do. No, there's enough junk in here that even mice won't eat this junk. Mice pull this junk off and try to feed it to the cat. Yeah, this is poison. That's also poison.
This is?
Oatmeal is bad for you?
Ma'am?
Oatmeal's bad for you?
Well, no, but a lot of the stuff, oatmeal is, what is oatmeal made from? Oats. Yeah, so oatmeal is mostly carbohydrates and it'll send your sugar up and all of that kind of stuff. And why do they put heart healthy on the bag? To make people buy it, think it's heart healthy.
Yeah.
So, and it's really not.
This thing has trans fats, polyunsaturated
So I'm
fat,
thinking I'm eating good and
monounsaturated fat, cholesterol, sodium, 260 milligrams of salt,
How many
300 grams,
Criticizing
33
my
grams of carbohydrates.
Oh, wow. In that
And
one little package.
OMGs.
This has 12 grams of sugar in it.
Yeah.
12 grams.
No, I'll
This
be
is-
in it together.
that stuff there, I wouldn't eat
My
that.
daughter would need a whole.
So anyway, eat healthy.
Damn. No wonder why I'm feeling
Eat healthy, and then don't believe what the guy who's doing the commercial tells you. Now, don't believe it. Like this little
False
thing of
advertising.
oatmeal that we picked up here, it's got heart healthy.
Yeah.
And then on the back of it, it's got 12 grams of sugar
False
in that
advertising.
little bitty bowl of stuff. And I watch people when they put it in the bowl and they put a little bit of milk or something in there, and then they put a little bit more sugar in it and all. So, no, it's not good for you.
Put a big old
Yeah.
ball of it.
Is this bad?
Is that bad? Yes, it's a little bit. We'll
Yeah,
talk
I was
about
on
we'll
that
talk
level
about
just now.
we'll talk about that
What,
just a little
147
bit.
over 97? That's
So
what
in number
we're
A,
doing.
look, it says avoid mood altering drugs.
Y'all quit.
Oh.
Right? Avoid mood altering drugs. We'll talk about that at break. But let's do group.
Okay, yes, sir.
So avoid mood altering drugs. What are mood altering drugs?
You try to change your mind.
I mean, marijuana.
Yeah, those
cocaine,
psychotropic drugs that
meth,
we use to change our
LSD.
mood because we don't like our life and we don't like ourselves and we don't like our spouse and we don't like our children and we don't like our job and we don't like our life, so we
We
take
don't like
something. Yeah,
I don't like these pretzels.
and we don't like those pretzels anymore. So in the third one, the next one is S, and that stands for sleep, right?
Yes.
We need to get how much sleep does a human being need?
A lot.
We need six to 8 hours. And the last thing that we need to do to help with emotional regulation is exercise.
I need some exercise.
Exercise is the greatest thing that you can do for yourself. It's the greatest thing. I went to the gym this morning, got a very, very, very poor workout. I just didn't have enough time and, all of that stuff, but I did work out a little bit. So, this is how you deal with the emotions. But the one emotion we're going to look at this morning really quickly is anger. So how many folks in here have anger issues? So we got 3 people who think they have anger issues.
I know. It's on
Yeah, I know I have anger issues. That made me
it's on
mad.
my
We don't
paperwork.
have anger issues, we have emotional issues.
Okay. All right,
It's a secondary.
I
What-
definitely got angry
let's do this.
issues.
What makes you angry?
Your emotion.
As an example,
Yeah, just tell me what makes you angry, man. Don't
when spouses aren't faithful.
When spouses aren't faithful, that make you you agreeing with her?
Yeah.
That makes you angry. Makes you
It
angry.
makes me angry when my old man hangs out with another girl.
Well, I
wow.
think that's about the same thing. So
Well,
what
they're friends.
what makes you angry?
I can't say that.
A disrespect.
Disrespect will make you. If I disrespect you, you're gonna get angry. Yeah. What makes you angry?
When I don't get my way.
When you don't get your way. I can't imagine that ever happening.
Like all the time.
Say, hey, what
What makes you angry?
being woken up, being awake, being wake. How do you say it?
Being awake,
Be
up
woke.
in class.
Being woke up during groove.
Are you angry?
Yeah, I understand that. All right. So what's the same about all of those things?
Their
Your
emotions.
emotions.
None of them are true.
Oh.
None of them are true. That's not what makes you angry. So what really makes you angry?
You.
You-
No.
Not me. Yes,
Doing
ma'am.
something I don't want to do.
Oh no! What are you dreaming? What?
No, she doesn't want to get in trouble for blurting out.
What makes you angry?
I had a gas lighter.
You hate a gas lighter? Well, get you a butane lighter. You'll be all right.
She's talking about the people.
I don't know nothing about that.
Like when
Gaslighting.
you know something occurred and they're trying to tell you it didn't happen or something did happen, but you know it didn't happen, but you're trying to make you believe.
Yeah. Manipulation. Master manipulation.
I hate
Yeah.
people like this.
Okay, yeah. I don't like that either.
Yeah, like don't manipulate me.
But the thing about anger is that anger is a secondary emotion,
He's funny.
and you have to choose to get angry. So no one can make you angry.
I get angry to get determined.
No one can make you angry.
Right.
Here's the deal. There's something that happens that you don't like, and whatever it is that happens that you don't like, you determine within yourself that you're going to get angry about that.
Mm-hmm.
What time is it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, what time is it?
It's 9:30.
It's 9:30. So almost a whole 30 minutes.
Almost.
Yeah. Almost. See that other lady? She made it 20 minutes before she had to go to the bathroom, but she came back. She went again, so she's gone to the bathroom twice.
Oh, yeah.
So what's up here?
Frankenstein.
This is Frankenstein. I know you can't say it very well at South, but take my word for it. This is one of the best pictures of Frankenstein that's ever been done. And see, the folks over here didn't realize this is a cleft chin. That looks exactly like. This is what the real Frankenstein looks like.
You don't have to justify how you
He's
do it.
angry. Isn't he? Does he look a little angry? So he's angry, he's crazy, he's losing it. And you notice all of the smoke going up off of his head and all of that kind of stuff. He's getting
I
really.
thought that was his hair.
No, that's not his hair. That's That's heat going up.
Oh.
Because when you get angry, your temperature actually rises, and you will have heat going up off your top of your head, and that's where all of those old sayings like "he's hot under the collar," they're really heated up. They blew their stack. All of those things that comes from the fact that your temperature goes up, and you actually do have heat rising off of your head, and that's where all of that comes from. But the anger itself comes from some other emotion. Is it important for us to keep anger under control?
Yes.
Why?
Blood pressure rises.
Your blood pressure does rise, but that's okay.
Some people get violent when they get angry. CJ.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh yes, ma'am.
All right, we're working on not getting violent right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I've not seen it as this bad before.
Oh,
But-
it says you control your
Emotions. You have to keep your emotions.
Yes, you can control your emotions, and we need to know that because I hear that all the time in my anger class. I cannot control my anger. I cannot control my emotion. Yes, you can. If you keep your intellect on top, you can always control your anger. You can control your emotions. If you don't control your anger, if you don't control your emotions, somebody else will. If you go crazy, first off, we're going to avoid you. We're going to try to stay away from you because angry people are obnoxious. Angry people do, and I'm not calling people stupid, but I'm saying angry people do stupid stuff.
They do.
And angry people are dangerous. They can hurt you. So first we try to avoid them. Then we stop them. At some point, you're not hurting me just because you don't like the way you got treated today. That's just not how that's going to work out for you. You know, and we're going to call the police and we're going to call the guys with the white jackets and we're going to do all of that kind of stuff. So it's important for us to control our anger. Now, here's the deal. Why do we do some things that we would not normally do when we get angry? Yes, ma'am.
Because our IQ drops 40% whenever we get angry.
40 points, not
40
percent,
points, sorry.
but 40 points. Yeah, you were in the class before. Yeah, you remember that. I'm so excited. Yeah, but that's true. Our normal IQ in the United States is somewhere between 90 and 120. So if your IQ is 90, what does that make you?
A 50.
No, it doesn't. It makes you normal.
Makes you normal.
It makes you normal. If your IQ is 100, if your IQ is 100, what does that make you?
Smart.
No, it makes you normal.
Normal.
Remember what we said.
90
to 120 in the United States is normal. There are people out there that have IQs way above that, and there are people out there with IQs way below that. But if you get angry, you allow yourself to get angry, and you say, "Well, I'm going to get angry. I'm just going to blow my top. I'm going to do what I need to do." Then you can look, and it's different for different people, right? I mean, not everybody is the same, so it's different for different people. But we can lose up to 40 points off of our IQ. I was just wondering if y'all in group or not. You go out, but then you come back in, you're still not in group. That's amazing. So if you lose 40 points off your IQ, and your IQ is 90, what does that leave?
50.
50. Look at those. See, that's just mathematical genius there. 50. So what does that mean?
You're below.
You're below.
You're way below normal because what is retardation?
Retardation.
70.
Oh.
For real?
So if your IQ is at 70, you are that's the level where the psychiatrist or the psychologist is going to say that you are at a place of retardation. So if you're at a place, if your IQ is 50, you see, it would have been amazing if you had heard all of that. You would have known exactly what we were talking about. But if your IQ is at 50, what does that say?
The word active.
Profoundly.
Yes, sir.
Profoundly retarded. This is why people kill people when they're
mad.
When they're angry. That's why people shoot people. That's why people cuss people out. That's why we will tell people and exactly how we feel about them when we're angry. Mm-hmm. Because our IQ is down there where our intellect says that's something you shouldn't do. We shouldn't really say that to that person at this point in time. We really shouldn't slap that guy. He's 3 times our size. We really shouldn't do those. We shouldn't run over the neighbor's dog. We should not do this. Our intellect is telling us that, but our IQ is down here, so now we're at a place where it doesn't matter. That's when our emotions have overtaken our intellect, and we'll do whatever we want to do, right? And so at that point, we're in pretty bad shape. So what if you have an IQ of 120?
You're still going below that.
Well, if you take 40 off of 120, you've got 80. You're still above that place of retardation. So that means you're okay? No, because you're used to operating at a 120, and now you're operating at 80, so it's like you're retarded. You're still going to do the stupid stuff because you're at that point not thinking straight, right? At that point, you'll do goofy, stupid stuff. Because I'm telling you, think about the last time you were angry. Did it turn out well?
No.
It never does. I've never had anybody. Well, that's not true. I have had a couple of guys in my class say, "Yeah, man, I got angry at that old boy and I just whooped a snot out of him." Okay. So it turned out right. Well, you lost a friend. You lost a friend. Yeah. And you also got kicked and stomped a few times yourself. You might have lost a tooth or something in that battle. You might have won the battle, but it did not turn out well for you because
Yeah.
next time you need to borrow $5, you can't go to him.
No.
Yeah. And you don't want to have.
That was an assault charge.
You don't want to. Yeah, you can wind up with an and should. And let me tell you this: I've been in scraps and all of that kind of stuff down through my life. But look, as I get older, I got more intelligence and more maturity, and I can tell you right now, there is no good reason for you to put your hands on another person.
Yeah.
And I've said that before, and I had somebody in the class. Well, what if he was trying to kill your wife? See, I think some people must be angry in the class because that sounds like an ignorant, retarded question, right? Because if somebody's trying to hurt somebody, is it okay for you to intervene?
Yes.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Somebody trying to hurt you, is it okay for you to defend yourself?
Yes.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Is it okay just because you don't like the way that person looked at you for you to go over there and slap them upside their head?
Absolutely.
No. Shouldn't do that. Should not do that. What you should do is get a rubber band, right, and get you a little piece of paper and make a good little spit wad out of it. Then get you one of those thumbtacks and put that thumbtack in there. When they ain't looking, they'll think it's a bee. Don't do that.
Why would you give us the exact tools
Don't-
the way you do
don't
it? and
Do
everything?
that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's
Don't
what I'm saying.
do it.
Literally, we have thumbtacks right there.
Don't do that.
Not
They're
okay.
all trying to. Everybody in here, I don't know what you're doing at South, but everybody in here is looking for thumbtack. So look, what is this?
Tinky.
This is a
Sting first.
this is a teapot, right?
Oh, God.
All right. So what's this analogy? What's this telling us?
It's
Hotter than
whistling.
a teapot?
It's
What is this?
It's whistling.
That's that little it's a pressure release valve, and as when you build a fire under here and you got your water building up for the teapot, it builds up pressure in there, and at some point this little check valve here is going to go off, right?
Yeah.
And when that check valve goes off, what does it do? Yeah, it starts whistling, and the pressure goes out. When the pressure goes off, what happens?
It gets pissed off.
No, it doesn't.
No, it don't.
It's a pot, man.
It boils
It does not.
and
When
screams.
when the
It's
check
done.
valve, when it gets all the pressure off of it,
It's done.
that tells you the water's hot enough. But it also, once it lets all the pressure off, it goes away.
Come on.
I mean, it quits whistling, right?
Mm-hmm.
It stops. Now, what happens if you leave it just sit there?
It'll get
Oh.
cold.
After a while, it's going to build that pressure back up, and that thing's going to go back off, and it's going to whistle at you again, and it's going to tell you it's ready again, right? Why? Because as long as you leave it in there and you leave it on the fire, it's going to build the pressure up and blow off. Build the pressure up and blow off all the time. That's why all of these things they used to teach that you get these little rubber things and you fight and all of that kind of stuff and you try to get anger off of you by doing all of that kind. What's the best way to get anger away from?
Exercise.
Exercise will work too, but if you just beat the snot out of the person that you're angry with, will that help?
No.
Of course it will. You'll
For a
feel so
minute.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
works.
then you're gonna feel guilty too.
Absolutely. And so it works for a minute, like you said. All of those little exercises, all of those things, we used to teach that. We don't teach that anymore because all those little exercises, all they do is take care of the symptoms, just like most of the medication they give you today.
That's right.
They take care of the symptoms, and that's it. They're not trying to cure the problem because once you're cured, you're no longer worth any money, right? And so what do we do to stop this?
Take it off
Take
the
it off
stove.
Take it off the stove. What a brilliant analogy. Yeah, take it off the stove, get the fire going, and what happens?
It'll cool off.
It'll cool off. So what does that tell you?
So then you need to walk away.
Sir, I just heard what you said. I feel manipulated by the system.
Okay. So what does that tell you?
That you just need to walk away and cool off.
You need to walk away and cool off, but here's the deal. What it really tells us is that instead of trying to deal with the symptoms of anger, I need to find out what the cause is. Why am I getting angry?
Because she's interrupting class.
So she's interrupting the class. That's making me angry. No, can't make me angry. I'm gonna choose to get angry after a while, but it doesn't make me angry. Here's the deal: if I figure out what's going on, why? This is the deal. When in an anger class, when we're doing it, people, I got 14 people, and they're all angry about something. I got to figure out what it is that's causing my anger.
Anger, hate, and rage.
This is why I don't come up with what is causing your anger. You do.
My life's a book. Just
You come up with what's causing your anger, and then once you come up with once you decide this is what's causing my anger, what do?
Face it.
Face it.
Face it.
Do something about it. You know, a lot of times, most of the time for guys, most of the time for the people at South, it's fear. Guys are afraid of showing their feelings. They're afraid of this, whatever, and we're not going to show fear. We're not going to show you that we're afraid, but we will show you that we can kick your butt if it's necessary. You know, we're not going to do that. How about for ladies?
The same.
The same.
Is it fear?
Pretty much, it's kind of the same, but it's more a fear of abandonment.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, usually a person. Now, these are people who are chronically angry all the time. You know, ladies is usually a fear of abandonment. They're really angry at their husband, angry at their boyfriends, angry at the other person in their life because they just don't really think that person's going to stay committed. And so they're angry all the time. So it's fear. If we look at that if we go back and look at what that is, then we can deal with that. Now there's a whole bunch of other things that can cause anger in our lives, but it all goes back to the same thing. We need to understand that we are the ones.
Thank you.
We are the ones who are responsible for our own emotions. All right? We are the ones who need to be figuring out what it is that I need to do to deal with anger in my life. And we can do that. Now, here's some things. We need to, if I'm angry a lot, I need to sit down and then take a look at that. Now, excuse me. I know that most of you have seen this goofy thing. This is a beautiful little thing. It works really well to help you do that. It's a page on the anger iceberg. Have you all ever seen that?
I think in school, possibly.
Saw it in school. Yeah, we use it a lot. I have it all over my wall where I do my anger stuff. In some family, anger is seen as more acceptable than other emotions. Why is that?
It's more common.
It is more common. A person might express anger in order to mask emotions that cause them to feel vulnerable, such as hurt or shame. You know, if you go shame somebody, they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and you point that out, how are they going to respond?
Angry.
Or they could get defensive.
They're going to get defensive, and what is defense? When somebody's defensive, what is that? That's the first cousin of anger, right? So if a person is defensive, they're right there before they get angry. So usually they're going to use that because shame is something that is shameful. And so they're not going to take that very well. Anger triggers are people, places, and situations. What does that sound like? Our triggers for anger are people, places, and situations. What does that sound like?
Our trigger for drunk.
It's the same thing. Same triggers. People, places, and things. People, places, and situations. People, places, and things. So we need to know that there are people out there that when I see that person, I'm going to respond to that person in anger. What do I need to do?
Avoid that person.
Avoid that
Whoop
person.
their ass.
Avoid that person. No, that is
Not everything is
that's
That's the worst advice.
Spank that ass. I'm just saying, it pissed me off when I died. My bad, sir.
and this is what will get you killed.
Yeah.
This will get you ended. So if you can't, and that's what we do not control, don't want to control, would prefer not to control our anger. We want to because when you have anger, what do you feel?
Motion.
You do feel your emotions. You do feel
Emojis
power. You feel authority. You feel like you're better than anybody else. All of that stuff goes up there. Your ego tops out up here somewhere, and that's why we can hurt somebody. And I'm going to tell you, there are people out there that do that. She's entirely correct. There are people out there that do that. But what happens?
They just start trouble.
We're going to stop that. We're not going to allow that very long. You see, I see it on the news all the time. Young man got shot. Young person got killed. The police killed 3 or 4. All of this and that stuff and all that. That's because that person didn't have the capacity to deal with their own anger. I need to deal with my anger for several reasons. First off, I need to deal with my anger to protect other people.
Mm-hmm.
I also need to deal with my anger to protect me, because I'm not going to let you hurt me. It ain't going to happen. And everybody's like that. So you're going to go out there and I'm going to do that. Maybe you're not. Maybe you won't. So we have to learn how to deal with our anger, because if we don't deal with our anger, somebody else will deal with our anger.
Yep.
So we need, look, it is a weak intellect that's the only place you can go to. If the only ammunition you have is your fist or your mouth, then that's a weak intellect. You need to work on that. I need to be strong enough. I need to be able to deal with my own emotions. Now, I need to also be able to look and see where that emotion comes from, because it's a real emotion and it's valid, right? If I'm angry all the time, there's a real reason for that, and it's a valid reason, and I need to figure out what's going on. Because I tell you, I know everybody here's been angry, right?
Yes.
I don't want to live in that place. I don't want to live in that place. I ask for 3 things. When I'm praying in the morning, I ask for 3 things. I ask for grace, because I need a lot of grace. Yeah. I need for mercy. I ask for mercy, and then I ask for peace. So I want grace, mercy, and peace. Grace is what saved me from myself. Mercy is what keeps me safe, and peace is the result of those 2. So if you're an angry person, you're not at peace. You're not at peace with yourself. You're not at peace with the world. And we know you. If you're an angry person, we know you. That's why people watch and, since you got another one of them, another one of them.
We had a discussion.
About
No, he's just saying that they're all horse.
Third time. I think she's just inspecting the bathroom.
She has restless legs.
Look, anger is an emotion that tends to be easy to see. We see that. We can see angry. We know what that is. However, anger is often just the tip of the iceberg. Other emotions are hidden beneath the surface and are the real cause of the anger. Anger may be fueled by different emotions at different times, or by a combination of emotions. Sometimes, however, anger is just anger. We need to understand that. When anger is just anger, what is it? We call it simple anger. And when it's simple anger, it's just anger. If somebody steals my cookie, look, I'm diabetic. I don't get many cookies. If somebody steals my cookie,
Yeah.
Big Mac.
that's just who got my. That's just simple anger. There ain't nothing. We don't have to research that a whole lot. You stole my cookie. And that's the only cookie I'm gonna have today. It might be the only cookie I'm gonna have this whole week. I had a cookie last night. I had it. My wife likes those cookies, the big old chocolate chip cookies you get from Sam's.
Oh,
She
yeah.
puts-
The cookie cakes?
No, it's not a cookie cake. How about that? She puts them in the air fryer, and then she'll pull them out, and they're warm and gooey and all of that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, man.
Thanks for that.
Oh, yeah. It's just marvelous stuff. But I can't have them cookies.
Oh.
But last night, my sugar was going down, and so I had to have a cookie. So I ate a cookie. And, it was delicious and all of that kind of stuff. So if somebody's stealing your cookie, that's just simple anger, right? I'm angry, and there's a real good cause for it. You a cookie thief.
Yeah.
And if somebody him, so I want to smell everybody's breath.
Yeah.
I want to know who took my cookie. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find out who got my cookie. But there's a lot of other things that can cause anger in our life. And we need to take a look for it because anger can be dangerous. It can be dangerous to you. It can be dangerous to the other person. Because, I have seen people that were in my class that had snuck up. I walked up behind somebody and hit them in the back of the head with something. And just because they were angry. We had a guy who, his wife was leaving. She took the kids out. And they got in the car and they were leaving out, and she had a Mustang. And he got his AR-15 and shot 6 times into the car as she was leaving.
Oh my God, did he kill her?
No, he didn't hit her. He hit the headrest, where he hit the back of the headrest. She had the kids laying down on the floor, and he hit the car all 6 times.
He didn't care about the kids in there?
He was angry. He was retarded. He went down below that level, and he began to, and so, of course, the police came. The police took his weapon from him. He wasn't not allowed to go back around his wife or his children. And see, he was yes, he went to jail. He was there for quite a while, and he was in my anger management class because he went to jail, and they said, okay, you're going to get back out. You're going to be back on the streets, but you've got to go through the anger management class, and you can never, ever, ever have another firearm. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's a great
What do you think? Was that a good thing?
I think it's a terrible thing.
You don't know the thing we're talking about because you were talking about it. But it was good what y'all were talking about. I could hear it.
It was good.
So, some of the things, look, those things are crazy, right? And had he been over this way a little bit farther, he would have killed his wife.
That bitch.
And so he was in our class talking about how horrible and terrible he felt about all that shame and all of that kind of stuff that came from that. And then his feelings were a little bit hurt as well because he's not going to be able to get his AR back.
He was
Do
sorry.
you think so, Bubba? We ain't gonna let you have a slingshot. Yeah. Come on.
He was
So-
sorry though.
Thank you.
Well, yeah.
The
I've got one too. They're very expensive, and I don't want to lose mine either. So therefore, I don't shoot at my wife.
Right?
Yeah. So some of the things that can cause us to get angry are sadness. Just being sad. Does that sound normal? Does that sound right?
Yes.
And I can be angry because what do you get when you're sad? What do you get angry at?
Almost everything.
Yeah, you can almost anything. Almost anything. I've had so many people come through my anger class, go out of the anger class, and go into the grief class. I'm a certified complicated grief counselor as well.
Wow.
So
Congratulations.
You're
Yeah.
awesome, Papa.
So we get this
I'm proud of
person
her.
goes through the anger, and then why would they go through the anger class and then get out of the anger class and go into the complicated
But they
grief
get
class?
upset that they were angry.
Man, I took anger management 8, 9 times.
They
And
get
still
so
ain't got
sad
it.
that they were angry.
So, no, these people had lost a family member,
Oh.
and they were angry, seriously angry at the family member who died.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I understand that.
Yeah, and I mean they were really, and the first thing they tell me is they left me. They didn't leave you. They had a car wreck. They left, and and so you have to work through that. They have that even then they have that feeling of being abandoned, and so they do it. And so once they get through that, they have to deal with the grief. See, they have to deal with the anger, and then they have to deal with the grief. So sadness can cost us and can cause us to have some. How about disappointment? Yeah. I remember back when I was in the military, I was supposed to get promoted that day. I mean, it's already been to happen, and it's going to happen. I'm going to get promoted. So okay. So went to my post that day expecting to get promoted, and guess what happened?
So they promoted the other guy.
Yeah, I didn't get promoted. Well, 7 or 8 people got promoted that day, but I didn't. I went, okay, all right. So it was supposed to be my turn, but it didn't happen. Okay. So on the way home, I had this other guy that I rode with, and I said, "Look, we're going to go ahead and go home." So I took off. I'm on the post, and I'm going as fast as I can go. And there's the military police behind me.
Oh, shoot.
Pull me over. So I'm angry as I get, but I was angry because I was disappointed. Right? That disappointment. I was disappointed I didn't get promoted. Now I'm really super disappointed because they gave me a ticket and they cannot. You can't give the military police any money. You can't pay them. You have to wait. You have to go to the county to pay for that because that's how they do that in the military. And so disappointment can also lead you to a place where you are angry.
You gotta pay some
All
fines.
right. So questions, comments, or snide remarks so far?
No, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You answer for the whole class. It's like you're in charge. Yeah. All right, look, we're going to take our 15-minute break. Y'all come back. We'll be back in here at 15 minutes after, and then we'll take off.
Come on, Cookies. Where are you going? Cookies. This is the home for the day.
Oh,
Upset because you don't have a color. And she
Well, and I do know. No, I'm coming.
Because it's
See, it's nothing to get angry
She
about.
did.
because
Well,
it's
she did.
empty.
She made that.
Are you gonna share with us?
I know.
We didn't have enough books, and she said, "Well, can I make yes? Can I
You
just
know, I'm gonna share a cigar.
At least you have a book."
Is that for me?
No, this is say no. It's the word for the day. No, bitch. Okay, I'll draw you one. Just
I would go slow with this.
I love you.
Yeah.
Stop blinding measles.
But you did this when you
Yeah.
for the first of September.
Say what?
Say
No.
Congratulations. Go right on the thing and say no. Go right
Say
on
no. That is the word for the day. Say no.
Come on, Pumpkin.
Big no. Big no. Okay, I'm coming.
Go first. Yeah, you live on Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Awesome. Say no.
Kayla goes home.
All right, now let's get these motherfucking markers. I don't realize I haven't.
Let's get this going, girl.
Girl, please.
Yep.
Let's get going.
Let's get going, my love.
Where are we going?
I like having everybody in the store. So Leo lives on Thursdays.
We're going to try to go to the
Leaves
store.
on Monday on the 18th.
You got my lighter. You better have it, little hussy.
Friday, but don't put it on there. I don't know.
Who
Sarah, you leaving Friday?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so can I mark your name off on the wrong day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I go to court on this day, go see my
I
son
don't
on this
know.
day,
On the first.
and I see my son on this day. Every week, Tuesday,
Okay,
I'm
I'm
going to see my son. I'm so excited.
I leave on the fifth.
Every Friday, yes,
Okay, so
And my sister is coming after lunch.
awesome.
I called her while I was in there. She said, I gotta get up, I gotta get ready. I just woke up. I gotta get up, I gotta get ready.
Me and Brandy leave on Friday. Thank God I don't have to do the numbers Friday.
I told you I'd be leaving.
Hey, it's only 4 days before me. I'll be right there behind.
Bill. Hey, that the see you later letter is here.
This one. That's over there. Okay. I want some oatmeal. Hey, what's on Wednesday next? Oatmeal time. No, that's it. Let's have a coffee. Sorry. Coffee. I'm getting another pack. What are you doing? I'm getting another pack. Where's the other pack? Making it open. Okay. What is it, Luke?
Now I just got one more in the kids. Did you get it out of my drawer?
Yes.
Did you get anything else out of my drawer?
No.
That's sad. It's the saddest story I've ever read in my life.
My turn is over there. This is no sorry.
You excited to get it?
Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, boom, boom.
Does one of y'all have a cigarette here?
I do
Not
not.
until my husband comes later. I will later. So.
Okay. Usually I smoke butts out of the ashtray, but there ain't none.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah,
They
we've been
smoking
smoking
down.
down.
He's supposed to come. He gets off at 4.
Okay.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop. They tried to make me go to rehab, and I said no, no, no. Yeah, I've been back. When I come back, you know, no, no. I ain't got the time, and if my daddy says I'm fine, they try to make me go to rehab, and I said no, no, no. When I come back, no, no, no. I ain't got the
This
time.
weird thing happened underneath my section.
Says
Shit.
I'm fine.
I don't know what's going on, but it's red.
It's irritating.
You're you need to go get it looked at for real. They try to make me go to rehab, but I wouldn't go.
Who's supposed to look at it?
There's a nurse here, and then if it's bad enough, they're gonna transfer you to the hospital. That's an infection that would fucking kill you. You need to go tell somebody. You don't wait until it's bad. Go talk to one of the RAs up there, and then tell them you're having issues with your C-section scar. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's an emergency.
That's 17 years ago.
Yeah, but there's something here that you need to go do something, baby. I promise.
Use cream or
They need to do something.
yeah.
'Cause I ain't got the time, and my daddy said I'm fine. He tried to make me go to rehab, but I wouldn't go. No, no.
Where's Sarah?
I don't know.
Where's my measles?
No idea. Very defined, you're one of the kind that you flush out my mind. I like you all the time, oh Lord. My baby is driving me crazy. They'll have you suicide.
Oh my god.
Suicide.
You better not be.
It's over. It was 1989, watching movies all the time. You took my heart. That's when I fell apart. Oh Lord.
So y'all, the word of the day is say no.
That's
Jack
true.
Mouth.
No.
See? Big no. Say no. Big no.
Oh Lord, my baby driving me crazy.
Thanks, Ashley. I looked at me like I was stupid. So.
What do you mean? Why did they look at you stupid? What do you mean?
I'm confused.
Well, her C-section scar is showing like extreme levels of irritation, and they basically were just like, oh well.
It
Oh.
could be from sweating.
Yeah.
You know, irritated from sweating.
I don't know.
It's funny.
Because this is where this is nervous Miss Casey, and this is what we went over. And there, Miss Casey coming here, and he's on this page.
Is it burning or itching?
Not really, but I know there's like a discomfort. I don't know.
Mm.
And obviously like a smell.
Yeah. C-section? Have you changed any soaps since you've been here?
No, not really.
How you feel like Who sits right here in front of you?
Nobody.
Okay.
This book is good. The Hansel and Gretel was sad.
Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
Girl.
It's dark. Fairy tales.
Yeah. No, thank you.
All righty then. We are back. Excited about being here.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Y'all thinking about it? All right. Well, I'm excited. I'm just excited about it. We're going to talk a little bit more about these emotions that are going to lead us sometimes to operating in anger. We're going to take a look at them, and then we're going to go do a little something else. But sometimes when we're lonely, that can lead us to a place of anger. How do you think that works?
Can you say that again?
Sometimes being lonely,
Takes us to anger?
we can choose to allow ourselves to get angry because we're lonely. How on earth does that work, you imagine?
You like mad at other people for leaving you?
Oh, yeah. Mad at those other folks who are not, they're supposed to be servicing your loneliness, right? Yes, ma'am?
Seeing a happy couple contribute.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's being a little greedy, a little egotistical, all of that. I'm seeing a happy couple that are interdigitating. What is interdigitating?
I don't know.
Communicating?
I don't know. I just don't have any idea. I just don't know. What?
Communicating with each other?
No. You ever see anybody holding hands when they're walking?
Yeah.
A couple?
Okay.
That's not interdigitating. That's holding hands. If you take your hands, put them like this, and just holding hands, when you pull them apart like that, they'll just go. But if you take your fingers and put them together like that,
Oh, that's
it's
interesting.
almost impossible for somebody to pull that apart, and that's called interdigitation. And so that's because these are digits. We're intertwining our digits, so they're interdigitation. So that means that shows the couple is more committed, supposedly. So if you're lonely, you see a happy couple, you see somebody that's having a happy life, and you can get a little bit angry because what? I don't have that. Yeah, I feel lonely. I don't have that. Nobody will walk down the road interdigitate with me. So I need to have that, but I don't have what they have. So how about overwhelmed?
Yeah.
I see that a lot. I will tell you one thing about, and I don't know, I'm not talking about your counselors, although it applies to them. In this field, we lose people a whole lot because people get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Here in this facility, your counselors don't have, a whole lot of clients, but if you're out at the prison, those folks out there can have upwards of 100 clients. You think that can be overwhelming?
Yes.
Just trying to get the paperwork done can be overwhelming. And one of the things I've seen, I was director out there for a long time, and one of the things I have seen in the past, is people getting very angry. They're angry. Why are you angry? I've got 80 patients and I can't see them all. Yeah, you know, so they're completely overwhelmed. And so if you're overwhelmed, you get angry. So, or if somebody splashes you with their soda or something, you know, that can.
You saw that though, right?
Oh, yes, I did. I saw that. It exploded.
Are you sure?
So, how about just being embarrassed?
Yeah, that was a little embarrassing.
That was a little embarrassing. Yeah, yeah. That lady had to leave group and everything else because you poured soda all over her. So that's embarrassing.
No.
You know, a little bit. And sometimes when you're, why would we get angry when we're embarrassed?
Because it makes you, I don't know how to explain it, but the feeling of
Anxiety.
you get.
Sometimes we don't know how to regulate our emotions, and when you know, you just
Yeah,
it's
and when,
easier to just get angry than to work it out.
and that's a really good way to say that. Sometimes it's just easier to get angry. Instead of just to be embarrassed, I feel like other people are looking at me. I feel like they're judging me. And so when I feel like they're judging me, I get angry because, like she said, it's easier to get angry than it is to deal with the embarrassment. Hurt feelings?
Hurt people.
Yeah, you know, I've heard that before. Hurt people, and it's true. Hurt people do hurt people, but here's the thing. When I am hurt, when I'm emotionally hurt, a lot of times I'm going to cover that with anger. Because I don't want people to know I'm hurt. Why is that?
Because you look weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you feel like they think you're weak or something like that. Do you ever get your feelings hurt? Yeah, I got my feelings hurt earlier today. I went out there to see what kind of goodie they had in that in the kitchen. There ain't no goodies in there.
In the salad bar?
In the salad bar.
I'm like, what y'all want me to eat? No.
That ain't nothing there. There's nothing in there that I wanted. And so, you know, that hurt my feelings. So I went over there and they used a little bowl over there. And usually y'all have plums and maybe this, that, and the other. I went and looked in there. There wasn't no this, that, or the other in there.
We're running on
okay.
All
right. So, you know, and there was a bag of walnuts in there, but you know, I watched 2 or 3 people go over there and put their finger in there and get them a walnut and put it back in. I don't want them walnuts now. Yeah, you know. So, you know, that's kind of hurt my feelings. Have you ever felt helpless?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, there are times when everybody gets to that place where there's something going on. You know you need to do something about it, but what? You're helpless. You can't do anything about it. And what do?
You get angry.
You allow that emotion to move you to a place of anger. I'm gonna get angry. You know, so you just get angry about it. How about when you're in pain?
Yeah, it hurts.
Get irritable.
It hurts, and we're just mad. Sometimes we're just mad at the pain. Other times we're mad at the person that inflicted the pain. Sometimes I'm mad at myself for accepting the pain. Sometimes, you know, you don't know why, but that pain hurts, and so I'm not happy about it. One of the things that I get a little, I don't really allow myself to get angry, but I do get frustrated. You know, what frustrates you?
Not getting to see your kids.
Not getting to see your kids. If you want to see my kids, you can see my kids. Isn't that what she said? Not getting to see your kids. My kids are
my kids.
Oh, getting to see your kids. Oh, okay. Well,
helplessness.
Yeah.
It aggravates me. Helplessness. It angers me.
Say it again.
Helplessness.
Yeah. Yeah, we went over that already. So helplessness. If you feel, that can be frustrating if you feel like you're helpless. She said getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I know that's not good for her because you're just disrupting the class any way you can. Love y'all. Yeah. So stop paying attention, you know, and look at what I did. Okay. What does that cost?
A distraction.
No, it doesn't cause anger, but it does cause what?
Frustration.
Frustration. It can. And sometimes, look, and look, I'm always open with all of that stuff, and I let everybody know. But when the counselors come get you out, and we got down, we got to get good size. We got like 10 people in here, and they came a while ago, and we got down to like 3 people. We had 4 people. Well, oh my God, that's a little frustrating to me. I've done the study. I'm ready to do the group, and this is what we're supposed to be doing. But that happens over at the other at South as well. But it has to happen, right? That's why I don't get angry about it. But it's a little frustrating. But we can't allow that frustration, whatever the frustration is coming from, whatever causes it, we can allow that. We can choose, and we do choose whether we're going to be angry or not. Right? Because the anger is a secondary emotion, rides in on a primary emotion, and so we can choose to be angry or we can choose not to be angry. Yeah. All right. See, I like how she'll go to sleep in group, and every time she wakes up, she'll wake up to just like, yeah, that's exactly right. I agree 100%. Yeah. So frustrating, and that's really one of my big deals. And I do get frustrated. I'm going down the road, and the people who will run in front. I had a guy yesterday. I'm going home. He's in this lane. I'm in this lane. The store's over there. When the light turns green, he went right out, right, almost hit me. He had to get to the convenience store. Who knows? He might have needed a cigarette or a beer or beer and a cigarette. Whatever he needed, he nearly caused a wreck, and that was frustrating to me.
Yeah.
That's, good grief. Take another couple of minutes and figure out how to drive that thing. Yeah, I did not. And I didn't, I looked at the car. And I gave him my frustrated look. I didn't give him an angry look. One of the big things that causes a lot of anger is insecurity. When I'm insecure, what does that mean?
You're not confident in yourself.
You're not confident in yourself. You're not confident in your relationship. You're not confident in your employment. Any of those things, you feel insecure. Yeah. And when we feel, what is that called? Feeling less than. That can hurt my self-esteem and all of that kind of stuff. And I can allow that feeling of insecurity to go over to a place of anger. And I can be angry. Because when we're feeling insecure in a relationship, who are we getting angry at?
Our partner.
Who?
Either ourselves or our partner.
Yeah.
Or the other person.
Yeah. We can be angry with our spouse. We get angry with them because, hey, you're going to leave. I have seen, look. I want to get her a permanent pass. So she don't need to come to group. She needs to stay out of group. But I have seen couples having real marital issues because of the fact that one of them is convinced that the other one's going to leave. And you know what happens? They're angry all the time because of that, and they usually wind up running that other person off. Yeah. So it's a sad thing. You know the commercial that comes on that says you're not yourself when you're hungry?
The Snickers commercial?
Yeah, what is it?
It's the Snickers commercial.
Is that Snickers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, and they give that person that's a really good commercial. And, as commercials go. But that's true, isn't it? You can be angry because you're hungry.
Yeah.
Angry because, when I'm hungry, I'm
a little more irritable.
Now, you're a little more irritable, but irritability is what?
Frustration.
The first cousin of anger.
Oh.
Anger
I thought that was defensive.
Anger's got a couple of first cousins.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not necessary for you to just have one first cousin. So grief can make you angry. I deal with a lot of people who the grief in their life has made them angry. And they are really, really, they're hurt because that other person has left them. And so that they let that morph into anger. Stress is another big one, right? How many people live in stress?
I do.
You're stressed?
Especially in here.
Yes.
Oh, is this place stressful for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody, why is this so? Because you got to get up at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something, young ladies. That would bother me really, really badly in your situation if I didn't know for a fact you got enough sleep in him. So you do it.
It took a minute.
Took a minute. Yeah, you get plenty of sleep. So I ain't gonna say. I'm not gonna go and tell the boss man you need to let that young lady sleep in there because you get at least a couple hours off in here every day. So, but stress is in everybody's life, right?
Right.
Everybody has stress in their life.
Is it unhealthy to get more than 6 hours? I mean, like more than 8 hours of sleep?
It's according to who you are, and it's according to what the question was. Is it unhealthy to get more than 8 hours of sleep? It's according to your age.
I'm
If
25. I should be getting 12 hours a night.
No.
yeah, that's a lot. How old are you?
I'm 21.
That's a lot for you. When you're 15, 16, 17, you still have your body is still growing, your mind is still forming, your brain is still forming, getting to the right place. 12, 15 hours. We hate the fact that the teenagers are all sleeping, but they need sometimes 12 or 15 hours. When you get older, you're supposed to be, between 6 and 8 hours. So it is unhealthy for somebody to sleep 15, 16 hours a day. That's not good. So grief can do that. Anxiety, we can be angry because we're anxious. My wife suffers from high anxiety. Just about anything will set her off, and then she gets to having these shakes called tremors, initial tremors, and all of that stuff. And they're very tiresome, and she'll get really tired because she's trying to fight the tremors and all of that stuff, and she'll get angry because of that. And she's angry at the tremors. She's angry at the anxiety. She's angry at herself for having them. She's angry at me because I'm the nearest target. So that kind of stuff. Anxiety can do that real quickly. How about when you feel threatened? Yeah.
It's you get on defense.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just that when you get threatened, you become defensive. You get on the defense. Your fight or flight thing gets into there, and a lot of times when that fight or flight thing gets into there, what happens? We get angry. That'll morph into some anger. So if I feel threatened, that's the way God put that in you to defend yourself. Because when you feel threatened, then your fight or flight syndrome goes up, which makes your heart pump faster, makes your blood pressure go up, sends more blood into your muscles. Why does it do that? So you have more. You actually, when you're angry or when you're scared or something like that, you're stronger than you normally are because your muscles have been infused with more blood, which brings more oxygen and more food into your cells in your muscles and makes you more able to defend yourself, more able to fight. So also the other thing when that happens is that your body's your digestive system slows down. Why is that? That's kind of weird, isn't it? What is it?
I said all the adrenaline.
All the adrenaline and stuff. That may be what causes it, but the reason your digestive system slows down is because your body doesn't know when it's going to eat next. It's in a defensive state. So it doesn't know if we're in, nuclear war, or if a bear's after you or whatever, or if your mama's yelling at you. It doesn't know if you're going to be able to eat again. So whatever it's got, it wants to hold on to. So it hangs on to that. So if I feel threatened, sometimes I can be, and sometimes it's as simple as somebody threatening you. Somebody comes up and like she said, I'm going to whip your, okay, that's going to make you get angry. That's going to make you, if you're going to threaten me in a way to defend myself, that we're going to respond to that in anger, right? And a lot of times that's what happens.
May I go to the bathroom?
Can you go to the restroom?
I said, may I?
May you go to the restroom? We do have a rule against going to the bathroom in here,
Okay.
so you're probably going to have to.
No, you have to go to the
And we
I know he's not
and we've been back from break for almost 20 minutes. So yeah. Yeah. So you've been sitting in group for 20 minutes. I'm amazed that you're late. Yeah, I would go to the bathroom. I'm amazed you made it this long. You've been holding out there. Yeah. How about tired? See, was that y'all hear all the sarcasm and everything? What is that?
Defense mechanism.
What is it is a defense mechanism, but what is a sarcasm? Sarcastic speech. What is that?
Psychology fact: sarcasm increases 3 years of your life.
What is sarcasm? What is that? What is sarcasm? Is angry speech. It is anger that comes out as speech. Okay, so when we're using sarcasm, all that kind of stuff, it is anger manifesting itself as speech. Isn't it wild? So these are things we need to know. How about when you're tired?
Mm-hmm.
Is it easier to get angry when you're tired?
Yep.
Yeah, because you don't want to see me.
Yeah, because most of the time, look, things happen that I could easily allow myself to get angry about. Right? I could easily do that. You could too. It is a matter of choice. So when people come and get people out of the class, most of them are counselors. Sometimes it's not. It's people coming and they're just going to do something different, and it's not that at all. That's a little bit frustrating. I could allow that to take me to a place of anger, couldn't I?
Yes.
Yeah, and especially when you're tired. Why? Why do you get angry easier when you're tired?
Because you already don't want to do that. Because you're delusional.
I think perhaps that's true for some people. Look, acceptable.
No,
One of the-
that's more susceptible to being irritable.
Yeah. One of the things is that when I'm tired, I think you said it right. Once I'm tired, I feel sorry for myself. I feel for myself.
Sounds like you're
Yeah,
delusional.
I feel that I'm just feeling bad. I'm tired. And when you go talk to somebody, I'm working too much. I'm doing this too much, and we'll get angry about that. Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it after 3 days of being deprived sleep that you're delusional?
I don't know. I think you're delusional right now. So how long have you been?
These are like in facts books. I've read this on
Okay.
Yeah.
stuff that's education.
Well, it is, but yeah, I do. I've read a whole lot of those educational books, and we've got a guy over at South that is just brilliant, and he has read probably every book in the world. But
That's a lot of books.
it is
That's
a
an
lot of books.
extreme exaggeration.
And memorized probably 55,000 of them.
And what's
it's
his
just
name?
amazing.
I'm
When
interested.
I tell him something, he'll go back and he'll. But we don't have to bring all of the knowledge that we know out in groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we're tired, we are usually at a place where
What
we're
you trying to say,
frustrated. We're feeling bad about our situation. We're upset about the fact that other people are not doing as much as I have, and so we get angry. Y'all playing tic-tac-toe?
I won.
Yeah.
All right. So how about some contempt? Something that you really don't like. You can use that to go to get to an angry place. So what do you do about some of that stuff?
Just
We
talk about it.
Ma'am,
Talk about it.
talking about it is a really good
That's
thing.
not a good idea.
No.
Oh, talking about it is a really good idea. A really good idea when there's some anger issues and stuff. You really do. If you have some things
Debate it.
that are contemptuous to you and stuff like that,
You can
it's a
debate.
really, really good time, really good place to talk about it. Go ahead. What do
You
you
can
got?
debate it.
Say it again.
Debate.
Debating.
Yeah.
Sometimes debates are good.
I love debates.
Yeah, sometimes debates are good if they're done in the right place and the right. Yes, ma'am.
You could seek treatment or help.
Yeah.
Get a counselor.
Yeah, I get counselors, talk to there's anger counselors out there and all that kind of stuff. And I will guarantee you, therapists out there.
Might as well just get a mask.
Say that again?
Might as well just put a mask on if you're going to do medication.
That don't necessarily, I mean, that's your opinion, but my
Sometimes,
opinion, I'm
look.
on it. So it's like, it's not a mask, but it helps me from, because when I'm not on my meds with my anger, I don't have that thought process of maybe I need to calm down. It's just from 0 to 100, I snap. Like, with my meds, I have that, like, okay, it's not a big deal, just calm down. I get that choice of if I want to be angry or if I want to calm down. When I'm not on my meds, I don't have the choice to just anger. Like,
So that gives you the help to rationalize.
Well, let's go through this again, and then we'll speak to that very quickly, because I will tell you this: we do have that choice. I will tell you too, also, that there are people who do need to have some medication.
Yeah.
I don't prescribe medication, but I am not against medication. There are some times when medication helps.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But most of the medication that we have nowadays, we're not here 10 years ago. We're not here 20 years ago. Some of them were here 30, 40, 50 years ago. They've been around a while. But most of those that help with anger and help with all of those things are fairly recent in their being introduced. And some of those are very good, and they work really, really well to help us. And it's good. And if we need to have that to help us deal with our anger, then we need to have that. In my own opinion, we should try to use the talk therapy thing first. And who should we go see about talking to us about our anger?
a therapist.
No,
Counselor.
no,
God.
no,
Your mom.
no.
Yourself.
Yourself. We first need to begin talking to ourselves.
Self-help book for dummies.
We need that. Now, look, I have told you, and I stand by it 1,000 times. Everybody needs to have a higher power. You need to know Jesus. You need to be able to talk to Him. And I talk to Him all of the time. But I need to be able to go to myself and say, hey, look, that's not what I want to do. I have a lot of people in my classes that tell me I snap like that. I go from this to that. That's not true. You don't. It is a process. Your brain, if you took your brain out and put it on the table over there, and you took her brain out and put it on the table, they look just like. Your brain operates just like anybody else's brain. You're not special or unique or different.
Well, that's
Brain is just the same.
Our brains look different because some of us got tumors.
But it's kind of hard to have that thought process when your brain is already full with other stuff. Like, if I'm already anxious, I'm anxious 24/7, it's hard to have that thought process because I'm already, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I do. And you have all that stuff there.
Right.
But when we get to the place where we understand that we have all of this stuff there, we have anxiety and we have depression and we have all of this stuff that's going on, and my anger is building off of that, then I need to understand that so I can deal with those underlying issues. And once I deal with those underlying issues, then the anger will be something I can deal with as well. Why can I say that? How do I know that?
I don't know how.
Because you can take some medication and you can deal with your anger. See, if you could not deal with your anger, the medication would not help.
Exactly.
If it was a clinical thing that was no matter what you did, no matter what your processes were, no matter what your thought processes were, you could not help it, you were going to be angry, then the medication would not allow you to do what you're doing. So if the medication will allow you to do it, then the other type of therapy might work too. What I'm saying, I'm not telling you to get off your medication. What I'm saying is when your medication is low, or even when you're on your medication, try to look at your anger, figure out why you have that anger, deal with that issue, then you won't have the reasoning behind it to get angry. Here's a couple other things real quickly. Guilt. When somebody's guilty of something and you confront them because they've done something, somebody that whoever stole my cookie, if we find the person who stole my cookie, they got a little bit of cookie on right here, and their breath smells just like cookie.
They might get a little defensive, a little angry.
Well, those people, look, they might be the ones who stole my cookie.
Right.
So if I go up there and tell them, you look like it looks, it's evidence is pointing toward you, and the guilt that you have. Can that make you get angry?
Yep.
No, it cannot. But it can allow you to choose to get angry.
Right.
And you can be angry because, why?
You stole it. Because you got caught.
Because you got caught. You got caught.
That's not chocolate, that's dirt.
Girl, she eat dirt.
Okay.
Dirt ball.
Okay. So,
You
she
little mud pie.
been eating dirt. So, okay. How about jealousy?
Yes. Oh, I have that bad.
Yeah.
If you
see
jealous,
that?
go get you some peanut
She
butter.
already knows. She's over there taking medication and she's still. But I got jealousy real bad too. And I got the anger, I got the jealousy, and I got the egotistical stuff. And you just need another big old pill. They gave you one for anger. Maybe they can give you one for jealousy.
You making it sound like a placebo effect.
No, it might. I mean, that
It might be a cocktail. You never know.
It could actually. Those two work. Yeah, So anyway, how about when you're scared?
Yes.
Yeah, why you get angry when you're scared?
Because you don't know. For me,
Fear is
unknown.
false evidence appearing where we are.
I'm scared of the unknown. When I don't know what's going on, how do I get
I
scared?
fear nothing.
Something in the back. Something.
I think so. It just started moving. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it just fell.
Okay. So that when I'm scared, sometimes we get angry at ourselves because we've allowed ourselves to be frightened by something. I've seen people get afraid or something. I was a Boy Scout master for a long time. We take kids up into the woods, and these are kids from the inner city, and they've never been in the woods before. And we would camp right next to. We always get there like midnight, and so we'd go set up our tents all around this fence, right down this fence. And we wake up in the morning, and everybody goes outside to go use the bathroom and stuff like that. And we hear guys hollering and screaming and all this kind of mess because we had camped right outside that fence. And on the other side of the fence, graveyard. And some of these kids from the inner city, the graveyard, they scared to death of it. And there was there's one tombstone out there that you can rock back and forth, and it sounded like a heartbeat. Toot, 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 toot. And those kids get so mad, they be scared to death first, and then they get angry. And we were sitting down in the middle of the road. It's just a little trail down through there, and we were sitting there, and there was a big old kid down at the end. He's about 14 years old, and he jumped up and he said, "What's that?" And he took off running, and there was an armadillo coming down the road. And he ain't never seen nothing like that, and he was gone. And by the time we got him caught, though, he got really angry at us. So those kids were angry because why?
They were scared.
Because they scared. They didn't want anybody to know they were afraid. They didn't want anybody to see them being afraid. So they got angry or chose to get angry because of that. And I have had. What about when somebody just sneaks up behind you? I'm not jumpy. So. That doesn't affect me a whole lot. I've never been jumpy. Somebody come up behind you and slap something or make a big old noise or something like that. Does that make you angry?
No.
Does that scare you?
Yes.
Some people it'll scare. Some people it'll scare. I've got a really good friend who has PTSD. He had a traumatic brain injury from Iraq. And, you go like that, and he'll come unglued. He will come unglued. And then once he gets over being unglued, he's angry with you.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get angry at you. Because that emotional thing, that's a real big deal. And it's a real big deal for him. He's like 100% disabled from the Army and all of that kind of stuff. And this doesn't have anything to do with that, but we have another guy in our church who is a Marine, and he has a Purple Heart. What's a Purple Heart?
Bravery.
For bravery.
What is it?
Bravery.
No,
No?
for being wounded.
Oh.
If you get wounded in combat, you get a Purple Heart.
See, I
He's
never
got-
got a word on that.
He's got a Purple Heart, but the medal on the bottom of the Purple Heart is gold because he's been wounded 7 times. He was shot 4 times, blew up twice, and then something else happened to him. 7 times. I told him, I said, boy, they're trying to get rid of you. You know, they didn't like you.
Oh,
So
that was
what-
very inspirational to tell him.
Yeah. I like that. One of the other things, look, how about shame? We talked about shame a little bit already, but if somebody comes up and shows you something you're doing you shouldn't be doing, and you feel ashamed that they what?
Called you out.
Called you
What's
out
that
on it,
emotion that you
all
get?
those things.
I
Man.
get. I don't know what the emotion is. I get whatever, like someone calls me out, and and it's true. You know, I should be ashamed of myself, but I don't know what emotion I have.
Well, that shame itself is an emotion. So we get that emotion of shame, but we usually morph that emotion into anger.
Yeah, I think I'm angry. My chest is tight.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna tell you something else, but I
What? Don't tell me.
no,
I
I
need
can't.
feedback.
I'll tell you after group.
Okay.
So we have some discussion. We don't have a lot of time, but I want us to go over this real quickly. So here's and I want you just while you sitting over there, yeah, you know, and not being angry. You're not angry right now. So although it might sometimes feel like your anger explodes and comes out of nowhere, it's not the case. Anger builds slowly. And if you aren't paying attention, it can happen entirely outside your awareness. What does that mean?
Like out the blue.
No, not out the blue. It means it's building up, but I don't know it.
Tension.
It's building up, but I don't see it. It's building up, but I don't feel it. It's building up. Something's happening. Something's going on that's causing my anger to build up a little bit by a little bit by a little bit, but I'm not paying attention to it, and I don't really know what's happening. And then all of a sudden, it makes itself known, and boom, I think, well, I just blow up. When I get angry, it's like yonder. It's been building up for hours and hours and hours, and you just hadn't been noticing it. How can that possibly be true?
Push it down.
You push it down, you keep it down. You've been practicing keeping that way your whole stinking life. When you were a kid, you started doing that. You started pushing it down. You started hiding it. So now it's building up without your awareness. You don't know it's happening, but it's happening. The little things. You didn't get all the cornflakes you wanted. You have somebody else have 3 bowls of cornflakes. You wanted some cornflakes, and the only thing left is the little bit of grime at the bottom of the bag. And so, okay, that's a little frustrating. And then you go by and somebody almost tripped you when you walked in. So it's a little bit more frustrating. You sit down and the counselor says, well, it's going to be a little bit longer today. It's a little bit more frustrating. And then they say, hey, you know what? You haven't been processing the way you should be. Little bit more. And then somebody else says, you know what? That gold hat you wear is just plain funny looking. And so there's something else going, and then boom, down we go.
Oh.
Boom. And then we explode, and we didn't even realize that all these other things had contributed to my getting angry at the end. And so, you know, we need to be looking at that. And that's what I'm saying, you know, some people have to have that medication. But some people, if they would get to it where we talk about it and do some therapeutic things about it and check some things out and look, we would see these little bitty things. And I go back and stop these little bitty things. How am I going to stop those little bitty things?
You gotta, see just them while it's happening.
You do have to pay attention to them while they're happening. And look, does it make any difference if that boy or that girl got all of the corn chips,
No.
potatoes, what are they called? Flakes?
Cornflakes?
Cornflakes?
Flakes?
Yeah, I don't eat any of that stuff. It's horrible for you. But, you know, if somebody else got all of the cornflakes, that's okay. What's that? How should I look at that? Are they greedy by getting 3 bowls of cornflakes?
Yeah.
Absolutely, they're greedy. But look, they're going to die from all them cornflakes. That's going to kill them. God is protecting me, keeping me from having to eat that stinking cornflakes. I'm going to eat me something else. I'm gonna fry me an egg.
Oh, that's
Which one do you think is healthier, Cheerios or cornflakes?
Another.
If you take the Cheerios and you put the Cheerios in the bowl.
And
And you
throw
put
it
some
away.
cornflakes on top of the Cheerios
So neither
and
one.
throw them out the back door.
Really?
Yeah.
Exactly.
None of
I
that.
thought Cheerios was healthy.
Cheerios aren't healthy. What who told you?
No, like
The
just
box.
regular Cheerios.
Read the box.
Really?
Read the box. Look, it can happen entirely outside your awareness. And can you think of a time when your anger caught you by surprise?
Yep.
Yeah. All of a sudden. Well, why? And here's the thing. It's a real talent. It's a real talent to be able to realize what happened and then think about what happened. Because most of the time when we were at that place, our anger is starting to lower our IQ, and we're starting all we're looking for now is revenge. I'm going to kill the lady who took the corn flake. Look, the police would understand. She ate all the corn flakes.
Be like this.
So, but here's the thing. If we had that happen in retrospect, that means looking back on it, were there any warning signs that you could have and should have picked up on?
Yes.
Yeah. So here's the deal. This is one of the things we teach in my class. My warning sign. What's your warning signs that you're getting angry?
Chest tight.
Your chest gets tight. My
Ears get red.
your ears get red. Yes,
Breathing.
ma'am.
Your blood pressure rises.
Your blood pressure rises up.
Your breathing.
And then you even get, your breathing gets a little, you start getting
Talking
a little
fast
bit
where you don't make
warmer.
sense.
She probably gets even angrier when people say, they have red ears on, stuff like that. What did you say? I'm sorry?
Talking fast where you don't make sense.
Talking fast where you don't make sense. All of those kinds of stuff. But you need to know that these are warning signs. This is not anger. This is just warning signs that you're getting angry.
Yeah.
And this is when we start saying, okay, I'm going to have to change that. I'm not going to respond to that in that way. It's all right if she continues to look at the clock. I'm not throwing something at her.
Oh, I was
I'm
looking
not
at
getting
Janae
angry.
actually.
Sorry, not cool.
I'm not getting angry. So some people describe it as a secondary emotion, and that's what I describe it as. That means that this is a response to a primary emotion. And I know that there's folks come in here and teach anger and say that that's not true, but that's because they don't know.
Yeah.
So it is true, such as hurt, fear, sadness. If you feel hurt and lash out in anger, you need to know that that anger is a secondary emotion, and you are in control of it. We need to know that, hey, here's the deal. Now, this sometimes people get a little bit frustrated with me when I tell them this. But when you get angry, why do you get angry?
Because
You don't have
we
control.
think we're right and we're really not.
Okay.
As a defense.
Do what?
Defense.
Oh, as a defense? Yeah, that's true. We use it as a defense. But the basic answer is because we want to. Whatever the reasoning is, I'm using it as a defense. I feel like I have been slighted. You've hurt my feelings. You've done all these things. Since it is an emotion I can choose to engage in, or I can choose not to engage in, then I do it because I want to. So, and look, that makes it impossible to defend. Well, I couldn't help it. I got angry. Well, okay. So you can't defend that. If you did something, you said something nasty, you did something nasty, you can't really defend it because it's a choice. You got angry today because you wanted to, because there's a sense of power and authority, a sense of all of that. I'm going to get my own way. There's all of that in being angry. So, all right, real quickly, we don't have much time now, but many of us pick up lifelong habits. These things have been around forever, related to angry when we're children. Based off of examples set by who? Our parents. So you see that you may be responding in anger the same way your parents did, because they were your role model. Why is that important for us to know? Group's almost over, man. Why is that important for us to know?
So we can control.
Break the generational curse.
Yeah, break the generational curse. Here's the deal. If you are a role model to your children, like they were a role model to you, then we need to know that, because as a role model, guess what? We are modeling a role that our children are going to play the rest of their life. So, let me ask you a question. How many blinks does the average person do every minute?
Don't blurt it.
What?
6.
6 blinks. There.
I don't know. Never mind. 1,000.
1,000. Yes, ma'am.
Maybe I'm drugs.
120.
50.
50.
40.
40.
The price is right. Who got it?
If y'all know it over there at South Point, write it down, give it to Miss Kim. And, you know, when I get a donut for this lady over here and the lady that left and went home, then, you know, what we're going to do is have a donut day at our church, and y'all going to have to come and get it. The average person...
Why you fib so much?
I don't fib, I lie. The average person blinks 14 to 17 times per minute.
I was just about to get it.
14. You guys,
I was going to say 10.
I was just about